A crisis on the borders in Europe with thousands of migrants caught in the middle, and it seems on the move as we speak. CNN's Matthew Chance is on the ground in Belarus. Oh, Matthew, we see you just surrounded there. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, John, hey, very dramatic scenes that have been playing out this morning. I'm here right on the border crossing between Belarus and Poland. Take a look here just to the left of your screen. You can see the Polish police, the border guards, have come here to prevent what could be still, a mass exodus of these refugees here behind me out of Belarus into Poland, because that camp that we reported from a couple of days ago, where there were 2,000 people that had gathered on that border in very bleak conditions, well, within the last couple of hours, that camp has completely emptied. Almost every one of those people gathered their things, packed up their tents, their sleeping bags, what little belongings they had, put them on their backs, and they've come en masse all the way down here through the forest, right the way to this official border crossing. There's been a rumour, John, circulating for the past 24 hours inside the camp that the Polish side was prepared to open up their borders and open up a humanitarian corridor through to Germany, which is what the vast majority of these people who are from Iraqi Kurdistan, for the most part, say they wanted. But the Poles have been absolutely clear that that's not happening. They've sent text message to everybody on telephones, including to my phone, which says, look, don't listen to what you've been told. Don't be fooled, is what they say in the text message. We are going to defend our borders. We are not going to let you through. And that message has been underlined by the fact they've deployed these police in force. This water cannon has just arrived in the past few minutes as well, bringing to 2 the number of water cannons that have their sort of barrels pointed in our general direction, the general direction of these refugees that have been brought here. I can tell you, John, this is a challenge directly to the Polish authorities, to the European Union, to let these people through. And look at them. Many of them are children, babes in arms, many families who have come here from various countries, mainly Iraqi Kurdistan, in the hope of getting across into the European Union for a better life, Poland, in Germany, wherever it is they want to go. Now, obviously, there's a blame game. The West, the United States, blames Belarus for making this happen, weaponizing these migrants, in the words of US officials, in order to put pressure on the European Union and perhaps to distract from the build-up of Russian forces in the east of Ukraine. That's what Secretary of State Blinken has been saying. But what the Belarusians say, and the Moscow authorities who are backing them, is that the Poles are not living up to their obligations under international law. There have been reports of refugees getting across these razor wire fences, but they're being pushed back by the Poles, which would be illegal under international law. And certainly the appeal now directly from these refugees is to let them pass, let them go through. But as you can see from these determined police officers on the Polish side, they're not prepared at this stage to let that happen. John.
Matthew, I'm so glad you pointed out that each and every person standing with you, including these children who are walking next to this razor wire here, they've already traveled thousands of miles to find a better life. These are people who are trying to improve their situation, and each and every one of them a human being, and thank you for pointing that out. It is such a menacing situation that you are caught in the middle of right now, with the water cannons and the armed security just feet away from them. What's the communication back and forth here? And do these people around you know they're being caught in the middle right now?
Well, I think if they didn't know it at first, and I think they probably did know that this was a gamble that they were taking. They certainly know it now. In fact, I was speaking to one of the organisers of the camp, who's here, one of the people from Iraqi Kurdistan. He was saying, look, we feel like we've been forced out by the Belarusians because they're not giving us the kind of food, the kind of shelter, the kind of water even that we need to survive. Also, the weather in that area is getting increasingly cold in this area, and the desperation is really starting. Dino, yes. Dino, I'm going to bring in Dino here. If you want to kneel down, man.
All right, sure.
He's one of the organisers of these refugees. You were telling me earlier you feel you have no choice but to leave this camp. Why?
Absolutely no choice.
Why?
Because, you know, that somebody says, this place you're sitting in, that's no legal. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be. We don't let you back.
So the Belarusians have told you that they will not let you back.
They don't let you back. Yeah.
Would-
You got no choice. There, 3 days, the singles, no family. The kids and women, they got food. But the singles, nobody get one bread.
So single people without families, they don't get even bread. Have the Belarusian authorities told you, ordered you to come to this border?
I did the decision because I organized the people. We got only chance to go on the border, on the main road, on M6.
Okay,
To sit down
got it.
here, waiting for.
And what are the
European-
polls? What are the
Yeah.
polls saying? Are they going to let you in?
The polls, I spoke to them, but nobody answered. And
Okay.
probably the police and the soldiers, they got no permission to talk to me.
Right. Okay, good. Thank you,
you.
Dino, very
Thanks
much
a- thanks a lot.
for your
Thank you
comments.
very
John,
I'm worried about the kids.
yeah.
Look at this baby.
Yeah.
What's his fault? Yeah?
Yeah, no.
What's his fault? I'm worried about her. Don't worry about myself.
Dino, thank you very much. I
Thanks to you
really,
guys.
really appreciate it. There you have it, John. Obviously, that is the humanitarian concern. Whoever's to blame for this crisis, these are genuinely desperate people caught in the middle.
I'm worried about the kids also, Matthew. As I look right behind you, there's a child having a snack near the razor wire, the other kids sitting all around there. Obviously, a very tense situation. We're going to come back to you throughout the show. You and those around you, please stay safe.